Hey everyone, the Dodgers have lost 6 consecutive games. Let's talk about what's going on. Hi everyone, welcome back to All Things Dodgers. My name is Alan Ruiz, and the Dodgers just got swept 2 times in a row. First by the Astros, second time by the Brewers. So what's going on for the Dodgers? This is their longest losing streak since 2019, so something's definitely up. Let's break it down. Number one has to be the offense. Number 1, 2, and 3 in the lineup are not producing the way they would like. And of course, it's going to happen. There are slumps, but let's break into the numbers real quick, starting with Shohei Ohtani. In the last 7 games, 174 average, 7 strikeouts, and by his standards, a low slugging percentage of 304. He's hitting a few homers, but he's not really getting on base at the clip that he usually does. So that comes with just regular singles, opposite field doubles, things like that we are used to seeing from Shohei. Not really there. He's expanding the zone, swinging and missing, leading to strikeouts. Now, Mookie Betts, of these 3, is performing the best these past few games. 250 average, 241 on base percentage, and 3 RBIs. He did well against the Astros, and he showed some uptick, but if you look at the last 15 games, 210 average, 203 on base percentage. Now, Mookie has had some opportunities with runners on base, and you're seeing a lot of ground balls over to the left side, weakly hit, some fly balls that are also weakly hit, sometimes just popped straight up, and we're not really seeing the line drive to the gap version of Mookie, the high fly ball over the left field wall version of him, and we're seeing a version that is definitely struggling at the plate and definitely struggling with runners in scoring position. Same with Freddie. Freddie's had a really hot streak earlier this season, and now he's in a lull. 192 average these last 7 games, 222 on base percentage. That is so low for Freddie's standards, and 12 strikeouts. We're seeing a lot of swing and miss for Freddie. Now, this has caused the Dodgers to rely more on some of the middle and bottom of the order hitters. Muncy and Teoscar are both injured. Muncy's out for 6 weeks at least, and Teoscar has been limited with his injury to his foot. Now Miguel Rojas, current third baseman with Kike's injury now. Last 7 games, he's gotten 5 hits and a 318 on base percentage. So there's some uptick there, some promise that he can pick things up offensively on that side of the ball. But overall, very little production with runners in scoring position. 0 for 19 this series against the Brewers with runners in scoring position. Looking at the past 6 games with runners in scoring position, so including the Astros series, 3 for 35. That is not the clip that the Dodgers are known for, and a lot of what they usually do comes with 2 outs. So we're not seeing the 2-out production, and we're not seeing driving in runs. That's the offense. Now pitching. Granted, we do have a lot of bullpen pitchers that, if everything goes well, won't be on the postseason roster because you have guys like Blake Treinen, Brusdar Graterol, and Michael Kopech, just to name a few off the top of the head, that will be coming back if they get better. So, as of right now, there are players like Will Klein, Noah Davis, Julian Fernandez that have come up and have struggled, leading to some Dodgers losses. So that's understandable. But then you have some established pitchers that are also struggling. Very surprising, less than 1 inning start from Yamamoto, gave up 3 earned runs, 5 total. Robleski and Kasperius both had some discouraging starts against the Astros during that series, and Tanner Scott struggling all season long. We know he gave up the blown save, leading to eventually a walk-off for the Brewers in that finale of that series. So, struggles on the pitching side. It could be fatigue, it could be mechanical. Maybe we can dive into that a little bit more in specific during the All-Star break, but just as an overall view of what's going on, definitely struggles all around. What are some positives, though? Emmett Sheehan, Clayton Kershaw, and Dustin May are all putting up solid starts. I can definitely see all 3 of them being a solid part of this Dodgers rotation after the All-Star break. And now they will be joined by the most recent addition, I guess we can say, which is Tyler Glasnow finally coming back from injury. He's been out since April 28, and wow, was he a sight for sore eyes. He went 5 innings, gave up 2 hits, and 1 unearned run, lowering his ERA down to 3.52. Now, what were some of the highlights from Glasnow's outing? Number 1 is the velocity. He even touched 100 miles per hour on his fastball. And that didn't come in the first inning when all the adrenaline juices are pumping. That came after, showing that the velocity he showed yesterday is sustainable and it's a part of who he is now post-injury, which is great to see. Sometimes they come back, the velocity's dipped, the breaking stuff isn't hitting the way they would like it. So great to see that. And he really put a lot of confidence in that fastball as well. Looking at the breakdown, he threw 28 four-seam fastballs and 25 sinkers. So he really showed confidence in the hard stuff, and you can see he was using it as an out pitch. Usually it's the slider, the curveball that get the big whiff, the swing and miss, and lead to outs, but he was breezing these fastballs by guys, sometimes even freezing them, catching them watching at the plate. So lots of confidence there, and when Tyler Glasnow's confident in his fastball, that means we can be confident knowing that his body is at a good spot for that pitch. Now, the breaking stuff didn't always land the way he would like it, but it definitely was encouraging to see it come out of the hand. He only threw 8 curveballs, but what was most encouraging was the swing and miss. 48 taken pitches and 37 swinging. April 28, that's the day Glasnow went on the injured list. The Dodgers were number 1 in strikeouts per 9. That's where they were before his injury. Since then, the Dodgers have dipped down to number 6 in that ranking. The teams above them, playoff teams. The Yankees, the Astros, the Braves. All these teams the Dodgers could very possibly face in the postseason. So the reason why it's so good to see Glasnow back, with his commanding presence, his 6'7" extension, is the strikeout potential that he provides. Such a hot commodity come postseason time. Hopefully he's the first in a wave of returning pitchers that includes Snell and Sasaki, guys who can raise that ceiling for the Dodgers so that they're known again as a strikeout-heavy team. Now looking ahead, the Dodgers have a 3-game series against the San Francisco Giants. It's going to be a good one. They're going to face the perennial Cy Young contender in Logan Webb, and also a former Cy Young Award winner, Robbie Ray, who recently threw a complete game. So both of these guys are having great seasons. The Dodgers currently have a 5-game lead over the Giants in the division. So worst case scenario, the Dodgers drop every game of this series, and now they're 2 games ahead of the Giants. Hopefully that doesn't happen. So the Dodgers' goal for this series, keep the lead where it's at. Win every game you can, because this lead has to be maintained and preserved heading into the break. What do we want to see from the batters? Well, number 1, 2, and 3 guys have to step it up. Focus on contact, focus on getting on base, so that the guys after you can bring you in and bring up those runners in scoring position numbers and production. And then, of course, everyone just has to stay healthy. The break is so close, and a lot of the struggles could be attributed to fatigue. So get past it, get some rest, and come back after the break with a renewed mentality and focus. Well, guys, let me know what you think of the Dodgers' current losing streak. What do you think is to blame? What is the problem, and how can it be fixed? I'd love to hear from all of you. Thank you for watching. Go Dodgers! My name is Alan Maurice, and I'll see you on the next episode of All Things Dodgers.